champion of 400 meter hurdles, and LJ Van Zyl of South Africa. It's a real mix, or I guess a coming together, the 110 meter hurdler versus the 400 meter hurdlers. Andy not in quite the sort of shape he would like to be, struggling with his Achilles, but he's the man with the pedigree. He's the man who has proven, as you've just seen, year on year, that this is a superb event for him. Well, Jack's had a really difficult year so far. He didn't finish in Doha on the Diamond League 400 meter hurdles, and then the same thing happened to him in Loughborough, although he had a decent run out in the relay on that day. Needs to get something back from this race today. Felix Sanchez, the Olympic champion. Well, what a story that was last year. It really was fantastic. Lovely guy as well. Massive hero in the Dominican Republic. 35. Andy Turner, well, Andy himself, a couple of years beyond that 30 barrier. But when you look back to how well he was running in 11 and 12, of course, been surpassed a little bit by some of the other 110 meter hurdlers as we look at LJ Van Zyl. Andy still will hanker to get back up there with Andy Pozzi. Of course, Will Sharman, Lawrence Clark. And a good run here would certainly help him. But as I said, his injury problems still affecting his ability to train, and certainly his ability to race as well as he would like to. Just to remind you of some of those times that Andy, with that 22.10, that's the best we've seen in this event, either in Manchester or in Newcastle. That was 2 years ago. Sanchez, you may have seen, was just behind, well, 2-3 yards behind Andy last year, ran 22.75 last year, Sanchez. That, of course, didn't give us an indication of what was to come, did it? Well, the athletes right at the far end, that camera you were looking at them from was down at the finish, and as they look ahead, as you've just heard Perry shake straight and say, when you looked all the way down the track, it does look a long way away. Just the 4 lanes almost looks as though it just keeps on going into the distance. So stride pattern all important, so much more difficult to what they're normally used to, particularly for the 400 meter hurdlers. Just trying to see if there is a hold. I'm not sure what it is. They're about 50 meters down the track from where we are commentating from. I can't see any issues out on the track itself. It may well be with the starter. Colin, come on then, what do you reckon here? I told you that Andy's not too sure about his shape, but normally he would win this. Yeah, normally he would do it, and I grabbed him as well, like you did. But I guess all's going to be revealed shortly. He goes into his blocks. He's not very confident, but let's see how it goes. It's going to be exciting either way. Right, finally ready to go then. Green on the far side. Felix Sanchez, Andy Turner in 3, and then Van Zyl closest to the camera. Sun beating down in Deansgate. Nice change from what we've had in recent weeks. .200 meter hurdles. Away they go then. Andy Turner, as expected, perhaps best out of the blocks and so far leading them, but Jack Green going well on the far side as well. But it's Andy Turner who's starting to come away at the moment, and Andy Turner going really well. Jack Green's hanging on to him, and so is Van Zyl, and Van Zyl close to the camera, forging through. Turner fades badly, almost stopping. Van Zyl just ahead of Green. It's going to be close. Sanchez trying to get back into this. Who gets it on the line? Oh! Well, that was too close to call. Really too close to call. Van Zyl might have just nicked it closest to us. He certainly was ahead with about 30 to go, but very, very tight on the line. Andy started well, said that he wasn't sure about how things were going to go. Hopefully his Achilles is okay. Jack Green may well... No, it's Van Zyl who's getting it by 1/100th of a second. He's closest to the camera, Colin. He didn't get such a good start, Van Zyl, but about halfway through, once Andy started to fade, he really came through, but it was close. You know, Van Zyl, you can see he's struggling initially from the beginning. Wasn't sure what his stride pattern should be, whether he should exchange, go to 6 or to 7, so it took him a bit of time to get into the groove, but once he struck, got ahead,
It was just driving over each of these hurdles. And remember, these hurdles are much lower than these guys are normally used to going over. But it was good, it was competitive, it's exactly what we wanted to see.
Well, a nice bit of nifty footwork from Van Zyl, changing his stride pattern early in the race, getting the victory by just 100th of a second. 22.63, the winning time. Jack Green, good performance, 22.64 in second. But Mr. Sanchez is with Phil.
Well, the Olympic champion alongside me, Felix Sanchez, and you looked up at the time and they said, not bad, not bad.